Hello friends, you welcome to my complete Java course. This video lecture is the continuation of my previous video lecture. So in the previous video lecture, we learned about the shallow cloning or shallow copy of the object. In today's video lecture, we are going to learn deep cloning or deep copy of the object. So let's start today's video lecture. So deep copy in Java. Deep copy of an object will have exact copy of all the fields of original object just like shallow copy. But in addition, if original object has any reference to other objects as field, then copy of those objects are also created by calling clone method on them. That means clone object and original object will be 100% disjoint. They will be 100% independent of each other. Any changes made to clone object will not be reflected in original object or vice versa. To create a deep copy of an object, you have to override the clone method as demonstrated in the below example. So first I show you by using the picture. Okay, so in the deep cloning, so okay, this is the condition of the shallow cloning. It means in the shallow cloning, if the original object have the reference of any object, then only the reference of that object is copied into the clone object. So here not the copy of the object in the shallow cloning. In the shallow cloning, the object is not copied into the clone object. Only the reference is copied. Okay, so but in the deep cloning, reference this reference is not copied. This reference is not copied. The complete object is copied into the clone object like other fields like ID, name. The other object reference, all the fields of the other object reference is copied into the clone object. Like this object have math and English field, so this field is copied into the clone object. So this is the example of the deep cloning. Okay, so now we will going to move for the practical example of deep cloning. So here we create a course class that implements clonable interface, and we create a subject class, constructor, and again the override the clone method. Now we create a student class which also implements clonable interface, which have the field ID, name, and course. Create the constructor for the student class and again override the clone method. But look here, we are overriding the clone method. How? Student is a super dot clone. First we call the super dot clone and convert that or typecast into the student object, and the field of course we also we are doing, we are copying the fields of reference object. Like this is the reference field, so we also create the cloning for this. So we call the course dot clone method on course property as well and convert it to the course type, and this is the student dot course property, and we return the student type of the object. And now we create a main method course, create the course object and create the student one object with ID 1, name is Ram, and course as a reference parameter. Again create the student 2 object by using the clone method. Now, first you will print the subject field by the help of the student 1 and student 2 object. So you will get the maths field. But now if you change the subject field math to science by using the student 2 object, then this field only be changed in the student 2. It will not reflect into the student 1. So you will get the output this time maths. Sorry. Yes. Student 1 will have the field maths and only the student 2 field will change math to science. Okay, so let's I show you this example practically on Eclipse IDE. So friends, I just copy the code from my slides which I have already explained to you. So here are the course class implements clonable interface, constructor of the course class, override the clone method, then create the student class, implements clonable interface, create the fields, create the constructor, and here we have override the clone method. And again we create a main methods, create the course object, then we create the student 1 and student 2 object. Student 2 object is created by the help of the clone method. Then we are printing the subject property from the student 1 and student 2 object. Now we change the subject property for the student 2 object, and again we print the subject property. So now if we run this, we will get the output maths because of this statement, and maths and science because of this statement, because now we have changed the property math to science. So this is called the deep cloning. In the deep cloning, both objects are disjoint. In the shallow cloning, we also change the math subject to the science, but the both student object has changed the property field of subject class, subject property. Java object serialization is the other process to perform deep cloning. So deep cloning you can perform by using the serialization. What is the serialization? We learn in the serialization concept when we discuss about the serialization. But here you just remember that we can perform the deep cloning by using the serialization. The idea is simple. Write the object to an array using object output stream and then use object input stream to reconstitute a copy of the object. The result will be a completely disconnect object. Disadvantage of using serialization to achieve deep cloning. So friends, thank you for watching this video lecture and watch my next video lecture for learning new things in Java.